Let's discuss about the types of the adsorptions. So what are the types of adsorption we are going to discuss here. So there are mainly two types of there. So one is called physisorption and chemisorption, or also we are going to call that physical adsorption or chemical, and second one is called chemical adsorption. So let's define this physical adsorption or physisorption. The phenomenon where the adsorbate is held on the surface of the adsorbent by weak van der Waals force. First we should know these terms, that is called adsorbate. Adsorbate and adsorbent. Adsorbent is nothing but it is a material where the adsorption phenomena takes place. What are the adsorbate? So these are the molecular species which accumulate on the surface of the solid or liquid. Suppose I am going to consider this example only. So this board I am going to call it as the adsorbent, and what are the chalk particles which I am going to write on this board, that is called adsorbate, like this. So these chalk particles which are going to be occupied on the surface of this board only, but which not enters into the board, right? Only on the surface of this board. So that's we can tell this one. So how the force will be there? That is called weak van der Waals force will be there. So first we should take the adsorbate, right? So this is called adsorbate. This adsorbate is held on the surface of the adsorbent. So this is called adsorbent. This is called adsorbent. So on the surface of this adsorbent, the adsorbate molecules which will be going to be held. So what is this force? So this force of attraction, that force of attraction we are going to call is very weak. It's very weak. Which type of weak force will be there? That is called van der Waals force. That is called van der Waals force will be there. So like this physical adsorption takes place. What about the chemisorption? The phenomenon where the adsorbate is held on the surface of the adsorbent by strong chemical bond. So it is going to be, as the name indicates, chemical is there must be some chemical species must be there. So if I take this name, this is called adsorbate. So this is called adsorbent. So this force of attraction will be very strong. Why it is strong? Because this strongness which is going to be exhibited by the chemical bond, that is called usually covalent chemical bond. So that's why this chemisorption, it is a very strong one compared to this physisorption. So and also we can take the examples for this physical adsorption, that is called the gas particles, gas molecules which gets adsorbed on the charcoal. You can see the picture here, the gas molecules which gets adsorbed on the surface of the charcoal. And what about the chemical adsorption? So that is called by strong chemical bonds, right? So that is called the oxygen, that is called gas particles, that gas molecules of the oxygen which are going to occupy on the surface of the tungsten. Tungsten is a metal, right? So that is called solid. So on that one they are going to produce the tungsten oxide. So like this physical adsorption and chemical adsorption we are going to discuss here. Let's define the heat of the adsorption. What do you mean by this heat of adsorption? So this is also one of the factor or parameter which we are going to study here. So that is nothing but it is the amount of the heat which is going to be evolved when 1 mole of an adsorbate, that adsorbate we are going to consider as here the gas or liquid, gets adsorbed on the surface of an adsorbate. So adsorbent. So if I take this, that is called adsorbent. So what do you mean with adsorbent? Adsorbent is nothing but it is a material where the adsorption phenomena takes place. So this we are going to call as the adsorbent, right? So now we are going to consider the surface of this adsorbent or the surface of this material, right? Adsorbent. What happens now? I am going to take some gas species or the liquids. This is called gas or liquids. So this we are going to call as the adsorbate. So what happens? It is amount of the heat about when 1 mole of an adsorbate. So this I am going to consider as the 1 mole, right? 1 mole of the adsorbate. 1 mole of the adsorbate. So what happens? Which gets adsorbed on here. So which gets absorbed here on the surface, like this. On this surface which are going to be, so these gas molecules are liquid particles which gets absorbed on the surface this one. So that's why these gas molecules which stick on the surface of this absorbent, what happens, that force of, due to this force of attraction, so that is very strong here. Due to this force of attraction, they bond with each other like this. These molecules, they get stick to this adsorbent. So at that time, the energy is going to be evolved here. The energy is going to be evolved here. So that's why we are going to call this phenomena. That is one term that is called exothermic. Exo means heat. So heat is going to be evolved here, or heat is going to be released. So that they are telling that according to the definition, the what do you mean by the heat of adsorption? It is the amount of heat. So the amount of heat that is in the form of energy that is going to be released here. That is going to be released when 1 mole of this is called 1 mole of an adsorbate gas or liquid particles which gets stick or absorbed on the surface of this adsorbent. So what is the energy we are going to obtain? That is called heat. Heat of the adsorption we are going to coin the term here. So like this, the exothermic we are going to call here. So in the case of the chemical bond, so that the energy will be released very high. The form of energy will be very high, but in the physioabsorption, so in chemical absorption, the energy will be very high, but in the physioabsorption, the energy that is called heat of energy will be very low. So because you know this, because of the weak force of attraction in the physioabsorption, whereas a strong adsorption we are going to find in the chemical absorption. Let's discuss about the comparison between the physioabsorption and chemisorption. So how we are going to compare? Let's discuss here. So these are the characteristics of the properties of this physioabsorption and chemisorption. The first one comes under the nature. So nature is an characteristics. So what type of the nature we are going to find in physioabsorption and what type of the nature we are going to find it in the chemisorption. So let's take the nature here. So this is called general. This is called general nature because you know this one, in physioabsorption van der Waals force will be there. So that van der Waals force are universal. I mean, if any gas molecules which gets absorbed on the surface of the any adsorbent, there is any gas molecules which may get absorbed. But whereas in this case of this chemisorption, so that is one very specific condition only this chemisorption takes place. Because the chemisorption takes place only if the possibility of the formation of the chemical bonds between the adsorbate and the adsorbent here. So that's why we can take the example that is called oxygen, right? Oxygen, we have seen the tungsten, right? On the surface of the tungsten, the oxygen molecules which get stick towards the surface of the tungsten, that is called force of attraction will be very high because of the covalent chemical bonds formation will be takes place here. So that's why, so example, oxygen is chemisorb if the only formation possible of the formation of the oxide. Similarly, hydrate also, when there the hydrogen will be there, so hydrate is going to form. So that's why in the nature, chemisorption usually takes place in specific nature, very specific condition, whereas in physioabsorption it is in general because of the weak van der Waals force. So that causes general any gas molecules that may absorb or stick towards the surface of the adsorbent. And next comes to discuss about the nature of the bonding. What type of the bonding we are going to see in the physioabsorption? That is nothing but the weak van der Waals force. That is nothing but the weak van der Waals force. So whereas in the case of chemisorption, there is a strong chemical bond. That is called strong chemical bond. Next one, the heat of adsorption. As I told that when I discussed about the heat of the absorption, so what happens in the physioabsorption, it is very low. It is very low, whereas in the chemisorption, it is very high. So the values lies between this, that is contained 22, so around 40 kilojoule per mole. Because of the parameter of the weak van der Waals force, the heat of adsorption will be very low in the physioabsorption. That value lies between 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole. But whereas this is condition of this strong bond, strong chemical bond in chemisorption, the heat of absorption will be very high. So the values lies between around 80 to 240 kilojoule per mole. That much of amount of energy which is going to be released in the chemisorption because of the strongness will be there. when the bond takes place, that is what the chemical bond usually takes place on the surface of this adsorbent and the matter of the adsorbate and the adsorbent. So that's where the heat of the energy, that is in terms of the heat, that is going to be released in terms of the 82 to 40 kilojoule per mole. And next one, that is to discuss about the reversibility. So usually physical absorption will be reversible in nature. Reversible in nature, but whereas chemical absorption is irreversible. So why? Because so if I take this is called an adsorbate and this surface I am going to take it an adsorbent here. So due to this weak van der Waals force of attraction here, so it can be removed also sometimes after the adsorption formation takes place. You are going to remove easily because of the weak van der Waals force. But whereas in chemisorption, it is not going to be called irreversible. If one time the formation of the oxide that takes place, then we should not go into the back reaction. That is called irreversible. Because of this strongness chemical bond, when the chemical reaction, when the chemical bond is going to be happen here, so further we are not coming that into the ground state, right? So that is called, it is irreversible in nature because of the strong chemical bond. So due to this weak van der Waals force, it we are going to irreversible. Reversible means the adsorbate, when we stick towards the adsorbate, we can also remove this adsorbate from the adsorbent. We are going to remove. That is a process called desorption. Desorption means removal of the adsorbate and the adsorbent, that is going to be possible here. Then let's discuss about the structure. What type of the structure we are going to expect in the physical absorption means, that is called multilayer. That is called multilayer, whereas in the chemisorption, that is called monolayer. So here the multilayer formation will take place in physisorption. Multilayer means like this. This is called multilayer on the surface of the adsorbent. Whereas this one, that is called only single layer, that is called monolayer. So at this monolayer only the bond takes place. So that is called chemisorption. And what is the effect of the temperature on the physisorption? So that is called, always there should be low temperature is going to be favorable for the physisorption. Whereas in chemisorption, the effect of temperature will be very high, because why it is low temperature is favorable, because of this condition. Because when in this weak van der Waals force we are going to discuss here means the heat of adsorption. Adsorption is nothing but the temperature, right? The heat means temperature is going to be formed here, right? So that is called in the low means. So that's why the effect of temperature will be low. So that is called the rate of the formation of the physisorption decreases with increase in the temperature. But whereas this in chemisorption, that is very high. So that is increases with increase in the that is chemisorption. You know this one. In the chemical kinetics we studied that in order to increase any type of the reaction, the temperature is necessary. If you raise the temperature, the rate of the reaction is going to be very fast. Like this also, the when you raise the temperature, the chemisorption process will take place very fast here. And let's discuss about the effect of pressure. So when you apply, when the pressure goes on increases, the effect of the physisorption or the formation of the physisorption, that will be very high. Physisorption will be very high when the pressure increases, right? So because when you apply the pressure, the adsorbate molecules which coming towards the surface of the adsorbate very forcefully. That is by the formation of this weak van der Waals force, the physisorption will take place here. And comes to here, the chemisorption. This is also when the rise in the pressure also, this chemisorption increases. But when until the formation of the monolayer, only the pressure we are going to apply. So after the formation of this monolayer, if we apply any further pressure, that is not going to be effect on this one chemisorption, because this is in this case only formation of the monolayer. So up to the formation of the monolayer, you should apply the pressure. But here in this case, due to this multilayer, how the pressure will be goes on increases. So that is chemisorption process. Physisorption process will be goes on increases. So these are the differences or comparison between the physisorption and chemisorption. Let's discuss about what are the factors which are going to be affecting on the adsorption. So these are the important 4 parameters I am going to explain here. That is called nature of the adsorbent, temperature and pressure. So these 4 are mainly effects on the adsorption. So first one, let's discuss about the nature of the adsorbent. So just once again I am going to take the example of this board only. So this is called adsorbent. if I write something on this board, that is called chalk particles which accumulates on the surface of this one board, that is called adsorbent. This is called adsorbent here. So in this case, adsorption is nothing but it is a surface phenomenon, right? So that's why the adsorption is mainly depends upon the surface of the adsorbent. Therefore, I am going to tell in one word that the rate of adsorption is directly proportional to the surface area. Directly proportional to the surface area. Right? So because when the area will be increases, the rate of adsorption will be takes place. Because of the large size we are going to obtain when the surface has increased. Suppose if I take the water, right? So in the presence of the sunlight, if I take the one glass of water in glass, and if I take the one glass of water on the surface of this roof or something on table, what happens in the presence of the sunlight? So that where the surface will be larger, that is on the table or on the roof, the water molecules which gets evaporated very easily. Suppose if I get the water in glass, what happens? The rate of evaporation will be it takes very much time, because it may possible or may not be possible, because of the glass surface will be it is very less will be there, but whereas the surface of the roof or surface of the table, that is very larger. So that's why the rate of adsorption is directly proportional to the surface area. And next one, nature of the adsorbate. Nature, what type of the nature which is going to be affect on this one adsorption? Suppose if I take the example, liquefiable gases. Liquefiable gases usually, that example, carbon dioxide, ammonia, sulfur dioxide and chlorine gas. These gases which easily gets absorbed on the surface of the adsorbent rather than in their elemental state. Suppose if I take these elemental gases like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, so these will be, its rate will be very low compared to this one. So that's why the liquefiable gases in the form of carbon dioxide, ammonia, sulfur dioxide, chlorine, this will be having the rate of the extent of the formation of adsorption will be very high compared to their in the elemental form, that is hydrogen and oxygen and N2. So these will be causes in the specific. These will be causes in the specific nature, where these are the general in nature. So that once again, that comes under the physioabsorption. This is called chemisorption. Come to the temperature and pressure. So these will be mainly depends upon the what types of the adsorption will take place. So usually, so in the case of physioabsorption, we are going to discuss about the low temperature is going to be favorable in case of the physioabsorption, whereas in chemisorption, the high temperature is necessary. Because in chemisorption is chemical bond takes place. In order to make the chemical bond very fast or very easily, so temperature is must be necessary in case of the chemisorption. But whereas in physiosorption, low temperature is going to be occurred because of the heat of the adsorption is also very low. So that's why low temperature is favored for this one. And pressure, you know this one. So this is also the increase in the pressure. When the pressure increases, the rate of the adsorption phenomena also goes on increases. So in the case of physiosorption, how you increase the pressure? The physiosorption process, that is adsorption, that takes place very high because of the multilayer formation we are going to find out in the physiosorption. Whereas in chemisorption, when you increase the pressure, the adsorption also takes place, but at a certain extent, when the monolayer is going to be formed, after that, if you apply any further pressure, that doesn't affect on the chemisorption. So these are the main 4 parameters which affect on the adsorption.